Very good, very good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Mac Attram here, and I want to make sure that you can see my screen before I get started. If you can see my screen and you can hear me okay clearly, please give me a yes or a thumbs up so I know I'm going to be giving you some great information right here. Give me a yes or a thumbs up. Let's get going. Okay, good. Thank you. So let's get going. So today, my talk is called the financial freedom, how to create financial freedom and success through business. And so thank you for your thumbs up. It's myself, Mac Attram. I'm going to introduce myself in a moment. And so you know exactly who I am. For those who don't know who I am, thank you. Before I get started, I want to say a big thank you to Resh and the whole team at Team Resh, all the presenters that have presented so far, and the whole Extreme Wealth team, because these kind of educations are invaluable. And so I want to say thank you to them to making this available. And I'll tell you why that is so important in a moment. So thank you. And also for inviting me to be a presenter on this talk here. So thank you very much. So right, in the next, I've got something special for you here. And in the next 90 minutes that I'm with you, 90 minutes, 2 hours I'm with you, I'm going to be giving you so much energy and so much value. What I'm going to ask you to say is whatever you're doing, any distractions that you are going to have, get away from it. Like any distractions around Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Stay to the very end. I'm about to give you something that's going to change your life. So invite your friends, tell your friends Mac is on, tell your associates, stay till the very end, because stay to the very end. I've got something very special that I'm going to be giving you. And also, if you want to know how to become a millionaire or multi-millionaire through business, listen very, very carefully. Stay to the very, very end. I've got something very special for you. Now, I'm going to share with you exactly the system that I use to create my millions, and also our clients use as well, and how to grow a business between 20% and 200% in just a matter of months. Now, you can learn Forex. It's fantastic. You can learn stocks. Absolutely great. Cryptocurrency, all good. But at some point, listen very carefully, at some point, when you've grown those things, maybe you're working on your own, you just want to make some income, you want to quit your job, I understand. But what if you became so successful at what you're doing in terms of trading, suddenly you think, well, I'm so busy, I need a team. At that point, you've got no choice but to start a business. Yes, you can start trading. You may hire other traders. You may hire other people and assistants to assist you. And without the energy, without knowing what to do in business, you will fail. So listen to exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you right now. I trade as well. I trade stocks, options, and Forex. I'm a real estate investor. I'm an investor, and I also have businesses to manage all those things. Do you want the same? If you want the same, give me a thumbs up, give me a yes, then I know we are on the same page. I'm talking to the right people who want to create more wealth in their life. Okay, if that is you, make sure you're on there. So let me share something with you here. Unfortunately, we are born into this world. Not unfortunately, we're born into this world, and we're told to go to school, and we are told to get good grades and eventually find a good, secure job. Let me share something with you. 95% of people will never, ever have the kind of financial success or the lifestyle that they really desire. Why? Because of the school system and the educational system and the government system that's been set up against you. 95% of people will never become millionaires. Why? Because of that. And so what I like to do is to show people a system that they can follow, that they can make more money and sustain their lifestyle. Look back in the future, look back later on, say, well, I did this, and this is why my family has this is why we're able to live in this lifestyle and really enjoy your life. Come away from the headache and the constant worry about money, because most people worry about money. It keeps them stuck. So I want to share with you how you can do that as well. So as I travel around the world and help people and do talks like this, my intention is to help people turn fear into freedom. to help them turn distractions into discipline. More discipline, better results. To help them to come away from paralysis, where they feel stuck, to a place where they are performing in their stocks, performing in their business, performing in the results that they get. So who is Mac Attram? Let me go straight into it right now. Remember, stay till the very end. I have some very special things for you. Well, typically, I've been helping business for the past 15 years. I've trained and coached over 100,000 people in over 30 countries. And I've also trained in Australia, not in New Zealand yet. I've trained in Singapore and a lot of the Asian countries as well, all over the world. And typically, the kind of businesses we work with, when they're stuck, we help them to grow very rapidly in less than 6 months to a year, between 20% to 200%. And if you don't know what you're doing in business and you're not having that level of growth, you need to listen to everything I'm going to be sharing with you right now. And so I'm also a family man. I love business. I love doing business. We have 5 businesses currently, and my team manage those businesses. I'll tell you more about my businesses later. Well, actually, I have a multi-million-pound real estate property business. Yes, I live in the UK. I'm presenting from the UK right now. It is just after 6:30 a.m. in the UK. I woke up early, special early for you guys. So remember, my energy is where it is. Tell your friends, get onto this call now. Message them, say you don't want to be missing this right now, because not everybody is going to be talking the way I do and what I'm going to give you. I'm a family man. My family originally from a place called Ghana in West Africa, but I was raised here in the UK. I've been married to my amazing wife now. We've been married for 20 years and we have 3 adorable children. So I told you we have a multi-million-pound property business. We have a letting agency, so we let properties for landlords. We have that company. We have a training and coaching company, which this is what I'm talking about right now. So this is my family. We love adventure. We love travel. This is Hawaii. This is Egypt. We love traveling around the world. And so for me, family is important. And the best thing is this: if you can create a system, whether it's through Forex, like whether it's through stocks or options, you've heard people like Paul speaking, and also set a business around it, you can take a vacation for 2 months or 1 month or 2 weeks or whatever it is and not worry about where the money's going to come from. That's what I want for you. Now,
hello, my name is Les Brown. I'm a speaker and author, and it is my business to know who is it that can really make a difference for you and for your organization. Mac Attram is that person. You're looking to grow yourself and your business, because the speed of the leader, the speed of the group. If you're looking for ways in which you can get the best out of your people, make sure you call him, because he will not only provide information, methods, and strategies, but also create an experience that will give them a larger vision of.
Oh, beg your pardon. I'm not sure what happened there. So I want to say thank you for your patience. I'm not sure what happened there. The screen just went, but I think you can see my screen now. So let's get going. That was Les Brown, and Les Brown shared that amazing testimonial saying that if you're going to listen to anyone in business, listen to Mac Attram, because of the type of things I've been doing for his clients. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'm going to move on to this next slide. I know a lot of you don't know me. That's why I'm showing you these slides here. If you've heard of Robert Kiyosaki, who's the Rich Dad Poor Dad, who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I've done 11 international tours around the world with Robert Kiyosaki, and typically he would be on stage and he will talk about how to invest in real estate, and he'll talk about other things, and then he'll introduce me onto the stage and I'll be focusing on entrepreneurialism and business. So this is what he had to say when we did an event in Kazakhstan, Asia.
This is Mac Attram. He's going to be up here. Great friend of mine, great coach, great teacher for people who want to be entrepreneurs.
Mac Attram! Mac Attram! Встречайте!
So let's move on from that. I finally realized that my name was Mac Attram when I went to Kazakhstan, but here we go. So I've done work with people like Brian Tracy. I'm an author of 4 best-selling books. One's the business book, Face It and Fix It. My latest book, which came out this year, is called the Millionaire Moment. And the Millionaire Moment is all about how to create millions using your thoughts. It's all about how your thoughts shape your destiny. And so I wanted to share that with you. My book, Face It and Fix It, T.Harv, the author of Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, said, face it and fix it is the shot in the arm that every owner of a struggling business needs. I'm going to be sharing with you how to create more success through business. I've shared a state. This is Germany, over 2,000 people. I've been presenting all over the world. This is India, over 2,000 people. I share all those with you, not to show off or boast, but the problem is that today I feel very blessed. I have an amazing family. I've been married to my wife for over 20 years now. We have 3 adorable children. Financially, I'm totally financially free and a multi-millionaire. And I share all those with you, not to boast or show off, but my life wasn't always that way. There was a time in my life, life was tough. There was a time in my life when I found myself totally broke. I was over 100,000 US dollars in debt, and things were not good for me. I had a small computer company. I was working very hard to make that computer company work, to pay my staff, to pay my team. And I found myself working 80, 90 hours a week. And my wife and I have only been married for a few short years. And I was hardly around. I was hardly around because I was trying to get my business working. And it came to a stage where I felt my wife was going to leave me because I wasn't around. We had 1 child, and my wife was pregnant with our 2nd child. So we were waiting so this new child was coming on board, and there's me, the father, not around. And I remember in that despair, one day driving home from my office, 5 minutes from my home, I remember I stopped the car in this shopping center car park. And I had my hands on the wheels, and I was going through this breakdown. And all I could think of is, what a failure you are. What a failure. All I could think of, I was such a failure that I just couldn't look at where my life is now, where I'm broke, where I'm heavily in debt. And this debt is money I owed other people. This wasn't good debt. This was very, very bad debt. My health was deteriorating. And in that moment, I realized, snapping out of it, that I created my situation. And I've got to study and find out how successful people became successful. How do they create success? How do they create more wealth? And I went on a journey of self-discovery, and I started devouring success books on wealth, on business, on personal development. I started going to workshops and seminars and teleseminars like this. I started doing all those things, and in less than 2 years, I managed to change my situation around. Within less than 2 years, it was actually 18 months, I was able to fix my business. I sold my business. I focused on real estate property. I grew and I started investing heavily in that. And for me, that changed everything, because that business allowed me to create a lot of passive income, and allowed me to create financial freedom in less than 18 months. How many of you would like to have a lot more financial freedom right now? Put it in the chat box. Say, yes, that's me. Yes, give me a thumbs up if you want a lot more financial freedom. Put it in the chat box. Very good. Now, so what happened was this. So people say to me, so within another 2 years, I became a millionaire, and then my wealth continued to grow. Today, I'm a multi-millionaire. And I share with you all that because I want the same thing for you. People say to me, Matt, you're already financially successful. Why do you train? Why do you teach other people? Why would I wake up this morning, 5 a.m. UK time, to come and teach a group of people in another part of the world? Because when I was struggling and things weren't going well for me, I prayed and I prayed to find a way. And thank goodness, some people came into my path and showed me the way. And I changed my situation. And let me say this, that I made a mission, and my mission became this, is to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose. And that's the reason why I'm in front of you today. And that's the reason why I do what I do. So I want you to listen and I want you to pay attention, because the things that I struggle with, I teach other people not to struggle in their life. So thank you for having me again, Team Resh, and let's get going here. So I want to talk about where we are right now very briefly. And then I want to give you some templates. I want to give you some strategies that you can use now or in the future. And if you're thinking of getting into business, listen to exactly what I'm saying. If you are in business already, got some things for you to help you to move forward. Now, what do these companies have in common? HP, Microsoft, Federal Express, Disney. What do they have in common? What do they really have in common? I'm seeing if people are going to put into the messenger there, into the message box, to tell me what they think these companies have in common. Okay, so while I'm waiting, let's say this. Okay, they're US companies. Thank you, Juan. They're US companies. So as people are typing here, let me tell you this. All these companies were started and founded in the middle of a recession or a depression. In the middle of a recession or a depression. Where are we right now? Where are we right now? We are in, and it's different for different parts of the country, world. We are in a global recession heading into a depression. And some people say to me, but Mac, how am I going to, my business going to survive, and what can I do, and all the rest of it? Right now, our clients who we've been helping they've been surviving through this period. What are you going to do? Now watch this. Now we know this, so we're going to need new thinking and new behavior. The behavior and the thinking that you were having last year, that has to be updated. It has to be upgraded. Just like your computer has to be upgraded, your mind, you have to be upgraded in order to really capitalize and create financial freedom or wealth for yourself. What can you do? What are your options? Let's talk about that in a moment. What I want you to think about, what are the strengths that you have? And look at the opportunities that are available, because that's the only way you're going to survive going forward. And that's why I'm so glad you are on this particular presentation with Team Resh, because now you're seeing the opportunities that other people are not seeing. You're seeing it. And then say, okay, what strengths do I have that I can capitalize on these opportunities? I want you to think about that. So instead of being reactive, oh, I can't because the government's done this. Oh, I can't because of lockdown. Oh, I can't do this. Be proactive to think about, what can I do? Let me share with you one of the models that we share with our clients, which this is called the CPR model. And some people typically are, some people are just chromatose. They are dead. I showed them this CPR model and it blows their mind. Watch very carefully. Some people feel stuck. In other words, they are surviving. And when I say surviving, I want to share three things with you. I'm going to share with you that in life, some people are looking for certainty, power, and they're looking for results. When it comes to surviving, they feel lost. A certainty, they feel lost. They feel impotent, that they can't do anything. They feel like they're going backwards. Some people are in that survival mode right now. There are other people who are striving. In other words, they're doing their best to get going. Some of you on this call, you're striving. You want to learn. You want to know how to move, keep moving forward, keep developing. Yet, in terms of the results for them is up and down, up and down. Now, the people who are surviving, they just feel frozen and they sit in fear. And as you know, fear doesn't move anybody forward. So the reason why they sit in fear is this: they have a belief that I am not good enough. This won't work for me. I am not good enough. This won't work for me. The truth is, all you need is help. That's the real truth. All you need is help to move forward. And at some point, yeah, thank you. Some people go, that's why people, you're listening to the people on this this webinar, this seminar, that they're going to give you this help. I'm going to give you the help. And so then you can move to a place called driving. And at driving stage, you're having more consistency in your results. You feel more capable and you are increasing the results that you are getting. Now, watch this. There is another level we call thriving. And this thriving stage, you feel more driven. you feel unstoppable, that anything you touch, you can turn into gold and things will work out the right way. The results you're getting are not stagnant. They are exponential. They're not just basic. They are exponential results. How do you get there? I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Now, here's the trap. Here's the trap. Listen very carefully. Some people get to a place called driving and they believe that's good enough. Right now, listen to everything I'm giving you, because this is going to change your wealth mindset. This is going to change your wealth mindset. So stay to the very end, because if you don't, and one of your friends tells you what you've missed, you're going to be kicking yourself. So stay to the very end. Now, the trap is this. Some people say, oh, I'm driving my life. I feel more in charge because results are increasing. But see, when I say it's good enough, it's okay, it's actually a trap. It traps you. Why? Listen, I've been training and coaching people for over 15 years. Last year, I was telling people that continue learning, continue growing like you guys are doing. Now, because when you get to a place where you feel you're driving and things, last year for a lot of people, things were going well. They had a good job, they had good this, business was going well. This year, everything has changed. Why? Because they got to a place where they said it's good enough. It's good enough. And when everything changes, suddenly you've got to come back to ground zero and say, okay, now what do I do? Now what do I do? That's why I insist on people keep thriving, keep learning, keep growing. I want to share this model with you for you to understand, where are you right now? Let me ask you, where are you right now? Are you surviving? In other words, money's not that great. Are you striving? You're doing your best to overcome. Are you driving? You feel more driven in your life. Are you moving forward? Are you thriving? Are things really? Now, you've got to be honest with yourself. And if you're not honest with yourself, nothing changes. So let me say this. Why would anyone let's get straight into the business teaching. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to learn? Okay, very good. Now, let's get straight into the teaching of this. Let's talk about business. Even if you are already trading and you are making money through real estate, or you're making money through stocks or Forex, and maybe at some stage you think, oh, this is going so well, let me start a fund. Let me start something where people give me their money and I will trade it for them. Or let me start a business around this. And hey, good to see a lot of you on here. I can see that who we have, KVK, Aulelis, Elijah. Good to see you, Huang Yaping, who else? Santanu, good to see you, says hi. Mani, Pavitra, Mani, good to see you. One of my colleagues, good to see you. Now, as I'm saying, why did anyone give you their money? Whether you're going to trade that money, whether you are going to give them a service, whether you're going to teach them stocks or Forex or whatever, why would they give you their money? What's the reason? The only reason anybody will give you their money, listen very carefully, it's not because they like you. It's not because, Dr. Afeksha, good to see you. It's not because they like you. It's not because they love you. It's not because you are a great person. It's not because you add a lot of value. It's not because you have a solution. It's not because you have got the best product. It's not because of any of that. The only reason why anybody would give you their money is because of one thing, that you understand, you can articulate, and you have a solution to their problem. In other words, they have a problem and you understand it, you can articulate it, and you've got a solution for it. That's the only reason why they're going to give you their money. And when they give you their money, so how do we establish those people? One is you've got to understand, who are these people who have these problems that they're willing to give me money for? Who are them? And I'll go through something with you to identify who they are in a moment. You must have the right product for them. Okay, so what is it's the idea is that you understand their problem, you know who they are, the right product for the right prospect, also at the right price, In other words, maybe you had some clients last year, a certain prospect you were going for last year, but this year with COVID-19, with everything else going on, with the changes in the economy, with the changes in government and everything else, maybe it's not the same prospect. Maybe things have changed. Maybe you're still hunting for those people and they're not interested. So every few months, you must re-look at who your ideal prospects are. Have they got the same problems? The prospects you were going for last year may have had a certain set of problems, but do they have the same problems this year, or has it changed? You've got to identify that. I'll talk more about that in a moment. One of the things when I was struggling and things weren't going well for me is this. Hey, by the way, if you're there, and I know you've been listening to a lot of speakers, I know things have been going on for you. If you are there and you can hear me clearly, give yourself a high five and say, that's great. Give yourself a high five, and that's great. If somebody in the same room as you, give them a high five and say, that's great. Let's move on. Remember, keep your energy up. Keep your energy up, because whenever two people come together in any trading, stocks, forex, business, real estate situation, when any time two people come together, the person with the highest energy generally wins. The person with the highest energy generally wins. So you've got to remember that in life. Keep your energy up. Remember, I said, get away from the distractions of Facebook and all these other things. Focus on exactly what I'm saying to you, because I don't always do this because I have businesses to run. I'm doing this because I was asked by Team Ramesh and everybody over there. So thank you. Now, you would have seen this. Let me run through it very quickly. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in his book, Cash Flow Quadrant, talks about there are 4 mentalities in business. There's the employee mentality. There's the self-employed mentality. There's the business owner mentality. And there's the investor mentality. I know you've seen this before. Now, reason why I bring this up is I've helped people move from employee to self-employed. I've helped people move from self-employed to business owner. I've helped people move from business owner to investor. Right now, a lot of people are wanting to be investors. Great place to be. But coupled with that, you must understand also you must have a business. As an investor, you must have a team of people that you control or manage that also helps you to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, today, my whole focus is on these 2 areas on the right. You see, where is most of the money created? Most of the wealth is created in business, big business, and investing. Big business investing. Most of the wealth is created there. So that's why I'm happy you're on this call. But where do most people live? Most people live on the either employees or self-employed. Self-employed simply means that if anything needs to be done, it's got to be you. You're doing it. You have to be involved. Maybe you're the dentist. Maybe you're the carpenter. Maybe you're the consultant. But the moment you change your mindset to business, it means, what's the difference? What's the difference between self-employed and business owner? It means now you have systems, you have processes, and you have a team of people. I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. So my whole focus on this talk is on the right-hand side. Is that okay? Business owner and investor, so you can have a lot more financial freedom. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you some models and strategies that I use right now. So the only reason why people don't change, the only reason why people don't change is what? What keeps people stuck? What keeps people in the same place? What keeps people not moving forward? What is it? What is it? What keeps people stuck? Okay, so a lot of people will say fear. Yeah, fear. You see, there's 2 parts of our mind, and you understand this. There's a conscious part of our mind and also the subconscious part of our mind. And so if you look at the iceberg below the water, it means 90% of the time, 90% of the time, we are not even conscious of what we are doing. So imagine that you haven't brought up your standards. You haven't educated yourself in terms of wealth creation. You haven't educated yourself in business. And you're doing everything the same way every day, like a robot, every day, like a robot. It means you're going to be stuck there like that forever. And when it comes to money, some people get into fear because maybe they lost money previously. Maybe they listen. Yeah, somebody said lack of knowledge. Thank you, Gina. Thank you for sharing that. Lack of knowledge as well as fear. Maybe because you're doing the same thing over and over again, we know what that leads to. The same kind, they say that's the sign of insanity. So consciously, you've got to wake yourself up and say, okay, I've had these money situations before. Things didn't go right. Maybe somebody stole from me. But on a deep subconscious level, having that sitting there will actually hold you back from creating more wealth and money. Procrastination, absolutely, doctor, is a form of fear. And so you need to understand that, be conscious every single day of what you're doing. What is it I'm trying to create, and go for it, regardless of what anybody else says. And so this is public enemy number one. You can either manage your mind, or it will make you go backwards. It'll keep you in surviving and striving, but not in driving and not in thriving. Okay, so this is public enemy number one. Reason why I touch on this is because there are too many people that I've come across around the world now who play the victim. In other words, when I'm trying to help them to grow their wealth, when we are trying to help them to grow their business, they have a mentality which sounds like this. You've met those people. Tell me if you've met those type of people. Well, I can't do this. I don't know how. Well, I lost money before. And they have all the excuses. They'll make excuses. They will blame other people. They will procrastinate. They'll complain. They'll whine. No. I don't like those people in my environment. In fact, I put boundaries around myself not to have those people around me. Their language is wrong. They keep themselves stuck. And now what I do like, and who I like to work with, is people who I call champions. And the champions think differently. The key word for champions often is, the word is responsibility. What's the word? Responsibility. Thank you. The word is responsibility. In other words, the champion and the victim could see the same situation, the same problem that's going on. And the victim will moan and groan, and the government has done the lockdown, and they changed the tax situation, and they'll complain. Where the champion will say, okay, I know that's not my fault, but I'm responsible. What can I, in other words, responsible means, what can I do about it? Responsibility, how can I act? How can I behave? The moment you say, I am responsible, everything changes. Why? Because now you can't point to anybody. You can only point to yourself. And the moment you point to yourself, that's when you start discovering the resources, finding the solutions, finding the answers. That's when that you'll start finding programs like this program and start learning. So take responsibility. I'm going to say to you, I'm going to give you a little challenge for the rest of this week, this upcoming week, after this weekend and the whole week. Think like a champion. Anything that goes wrong, doesn't go right, just say, I'm responsible, and see exactly what happens and see exactly what results you start getting. I wanted to share that with you because this is one of the key things that holds people back. Be a champion. Say, what results do I want? And then go for it. Maybe you need help. Maybe Mac can help you. And I can share with you later on how I can support you in your life and in your business or business to be. Maybe you just need to get a book or go and study with some of these other people that have been speaking here. To be like a champion. Now, let me share with you 5 keys to business turnaround. In my book, Face It and Fix It, how to avoid disaster and turn around your small business. I've been teaching people for many years on how to grow their business or turn around their business. Now, unfortunately, we are in this COVID situation. And so you must have business turnaround in your mind constantly. How am I going to turn my business around? How am I going to make more money through business? How am I going to actually establish my business properly? I want to give you 5 keys that we use with our clients. One is this, and don't forget, most people don't have this. You must have a story for your business. Doesn't matter if it's a real estate property business. It doesn't matter if it's a stock or Forex training company. It doesn't matter what it is, but you must have a story. In other words, and that story must be irresistible. Why did you get into business? Why do you do what you do? What led you to do that? And that story is got to come from the heart. You know my story. You know why I do what I do. I told you at the beginning. But most people do not have a story in their marketing. So from a marketing perspective, the story must lead, and it attracts the right people to you, and people buy from emotion and they justify it with logic. You must understand that. This is so important. Then you must also have a strategy. The strategy must be powerful. And I shared a little with you earlier on, which is part of the strategy from a marketing perspective is you must understand their problem, and you must also provide the right prospects with the right products at the right price. This is very powerful. You must be reviewing this constantly, because what they were going through last year may not be the same thing this year. What you were offering them last year may have to change this year, but you have to know what the strategy is. Then when it comes to sales, you must understand how to sell, and sell authentically, genuinely, from who you are, not by pretending to be someone else, not by manipulating, not by cheating, but sell authentically. Give people what they really want and need and desire. And so I have a process for that. In my Business Academy program, I show people how to do all of these things that I'm talking about. And so it's very powerful. The other thing is, if you are going to turn around the business and have the financial freedom, you must understand you need systems. And those systems have to be repeatable. Because if you are the business owner and you've got this business going, and now everybody keeps coming back to you for questions, you don't really have a business. You just have another job. So these systems must be repeatable. I'm talking about processes in terms of how you do marketing, how you do sales, how do you look after your customers, how do you do operations. These things can be set up correctly for you to have a great life. And the other thing is, people don't realize that as part of the turnaround, you must have the right structure, the right team. If you want to grow your business, scale your business, or turn it around, if you haven't got the right processes, you don't have the right team, you will struggle for years and years and years to come. I've seen it too many times, and I help our clients not to do that through our academy. And so watch this. Mentors have mentors. Would you like to see some of my mentors, people who have changed my life? Because in this journey of success, it's very hard to do it on your own. And so if you understand that in the environment, you must have a mentor around you, things become easier. Would you like to see my mentors? This is one of my mentors. His name is Blair Singer. He's a rich dad advisor to Robert Kiyosaki. Him and Robert Kiyosaki have been best friends for over 30 years now. And so I've had a pleasure of being business partners with Blair for over the last 10 years, traveling around the world, inspiring people, changing lives. This is what he had to say about me. Listen very carefully.
He understands the plight of a small business owner, and he has an incredible track record of being able to take people from zero to hero in a very short period of time. Now, the way he does this is fairly strange and is fairly unique. It's a blend of high impact training and coaching, but very deep personal development facilitation. Now, what do I mean by that? He has the unique ability that almost no trainer that I've ever seen has, to be able to find the hidden gems inside your business, inside what you're doing, the holes and the pitfalls, make them visible to you and help plug them right away. He's gentle, but he's in your face. You know, he's the kind of person coming from a martial arts background. He understands discipline. He understands the importance of practice and the importance of being thorough. So if you're looking for a great coach, there's not a better one in the world. If you're looking for a great presenter, there's probably not a better one in the world. If you're
let's give them a hand. Thank you for that. I'd like to show you my mentors, because don't attempt to do things on your own. Paul said it already. It is tough. Find a mentor, find a coach, find an advisor. This is one of my other mentors, Robert Kiyosaki. I studied with Robert many years ago, and then we became friends and started traveling around the world, inspiring and educating people. So that's Robert Kiyosaki. Actually, this is us having dinner one evening as well. So one of my other mentors is a man by the name of Grandmaster Trevor Nichols. Now, a lot of you won't know this, but I've been practicing and training in the martial arts for over 35 years now. I think it's about 37 or 38 years now. And what happened was this: in the parts of London where I grew up, in South London, it was pretty rough. And what happened was that in order to survive, I joined the local martial arts school, because people would chase me and beat me up for different reasons, for being the wrong color, for being small or whatever. But when I started doing martial arts, what I realized that I became more confident. I had a lot more discipline around me. And people like Trevor Nichols, I keep around me because I like to train with him because it keeps me disciplined. How many of you believe discipline is so important in order to create better results? How many believe that? If you believe that, give me a thumbs up, give me a yes or whatever. So keep sharing here. Fantastic, good. Let's keep going. And so what I'm going to share with you now, I'm going to go into the system that we use to turn around businesses. Okay, I'm going to share that with you right now. The system that we use to turn around and grow businesses. So let's go into it. It's called the mind space system. Now, if you can hear me, okay, good. I'm seeing some thumbs up now. Okay, so I want to check, is everyone here? Are you asleep? Have you gone out to the toilet? What are you doing? Have you gone to make a cup of coffee, made a cup of tea? Let me see some thumbs up here. I want to look, the way I train is energy. Manny says absolutely. Very, very good. I know you're there. Now, if I see messages and I see thumbs up and I see smiley faces, I know you're there, because I'm going to give you all my energy. I want to make sure you're there. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Let's go. What I'm going to share with you is our system to help people to grow and to scale or to turn around their business. Now, there's 3 steps in this. I'm loving the love. Thank you very much. 3 steps to this. Make notes from what I'm saying. It's a 3-step guaranteed proven system. And this is it. One of these 3 steps is what we call accumulate. And this is to accumulate wealth, and I'll explain in a moment. Dr. Apeksha says all ears to you. Thank you very much. Keep listening. The other thing is, the other area is called attract. How to attract the right type of customers, and so they pay you your fee, you pay you the right amount. And the third area is aspire, aspiration to be great. Now, I'm sure you don't aspire to be small. You aspire to be great, have more money, have a better lifestyle. So let me break this down to you. Every single part of these steps has 3 further steps. Let me explain. So when we work with a client, we go through these 9 steps and make sure they are following it, and they are going to create better results because they're going through all these 9 steps. First area in terms of accumulating wealth is protect. We've had clients who've come to us and they've got no protection for their business. When I say protect, I'm talking about if they've invented something, if they've got intellectual property around something, got a trademark or copyright or any inventions or anything like that. If it's not protected, we've had clients come to us almost in tears because they've lost everything they've worked for. So we've had to re-strategize everything so that they can, you see, if you've got the right IP and you've got the right protection in terms of tax, in terms of the way your business is set up as a legal structure, now you have better protection and you're going to accumulate more wealth. Some people structure their businesses incorrectly and they struggle and they don't realize why they're paying so much tax, why things are not going right, why people have stolen their ideas. And so it's one of the places we start with. The second place is this: process. When it comes to business, when it comes to whatever you're doing, you must have processes in place. Why? Processes create consistent results that create a lot more money. Without any process, what happens is you start guessing, or your team starts guessing, and people keep coming to you for the information all the time. Let me give you an idea. Are you here? Listen carefully. As you see, I teach with energy. That's how I am. Okay. And some people love it, some people don't like it, but this is how I am, because I want to give you everything. I want to give you everything. That's why I teach like this. There's a company, a big global company by the name of McDonald's restaurants, right? I want to ask you a question and quickly put it in the chat box if you know the answer to this. What is the annual turnover, staff turnover at McDonald's restaurants? Can you tell me? What is the annual staff turnover at McDonald's restaurant? So every year they hire these people, and every year X amount leave. Can anyone tell me what the annual staff turnover is there? I just want to see if you're in the room. So they hire certain X amount of people and a certain percentage leave. So what's a percentage that leave? Okay, I can see some people are being shy or some people are not responding. Okay, no problem. I'll tell you. Listen carefully, because once I tell you this, you'll understand why processes are so important. Watch this. The annual staff turnover at McDonald's restaurants in restaurant operation around the world on average is 300%. 300%. That means, listen carefully, that means that every 3 months, the people they have in their restaurants have left. How do you run an operation where every 3 months you've got to hire new people? Sumit says 50%. Right, Sumit, not bad. But imagine, thank you. Imagine that every 3 months, everyone's left and you're starting again with new people in the team. How do you survive? You can only survive by processes. In other words, they hire this 17, 18-year-old and say, this is how you make a burger, beep, flip it over, put in the bun. There's processes. That's why they have McDonald's University, for people to understand their processes. We teach our clients how to create the right processes so they have more success. The third area we focus on that accumulates is profit. How do you constantly create profit in your business? Because once profit is not there, now you're going to struggle. We have a saying that sales is vanity. In other words, sales is good. Sales looks great, and we teach people how to sell. I teach people how to sell, which is fantastic. But sales is vanity. Profit is sanity. But cash flow is reality. So ongoing, we work with our clients to improve their profits and improve their cash flow. Because without cash flow, you're no longer in business. So if you're going to grow a business, you're going to scale a business, you need to understand these things there. Right. This is Glenn Burgess, who understood about processes. His business was okay. He's actually originally from New Zealand, but lives in London now. And he had no processes going on. And by implementing some of the things I've just spoken about, this is what he said. Listen very, very carefully.
So prior to working with Mindspace, running around like a blue ass fly, really not making enough, stressed out, not focused on doing the things that we should do. So it was not having enough time, not having enough money. And within 6 weeks, we're making 400% more every month. We've got far more free time, and I've got that clarity and that focus. So for those reasons alone, I highly recommend Mindspace.
Would you like to make that 400% more in a few months? And so that, because what he was doing, he had no process. So he'll find a client, start working with them, and then what would happen is that project would be finished, and then he has to find another client and start working with them. And I said, what is your team members doing? Well, they're also involved. And we got him to change his process, that he would find the clients, then pass it to the project manager. The project manager will pass it to the next person, etc., etc., etc. A proper process, rather than him trying to be everything to everyone. So the next area is attract. If you're going to create any business of any value, you need to understand you must have the right product or service. What is the product or service? Is it attractive enough? Is it extraordinary, or is it just average? Does it look good in the marketplace? Remember, everything I'm saying, stay until the very end. You might think you understand what I'm saying, but at the end, it will all come together. So listen very carefully. So the other area is promotion. And what I say to people, a lot of people do this. Whenever they want to promote their product or service or their company, they do one-off advertising. They'll do an ad on Facebook, on Instagram, or they'll do a flyer or a brochure, or send out an email. And I say that is very hit and miss. Ideally, what you need to do is go on a campaign, a promotional campaign. So you're doing something consistently, feeding it to these prospects, this group of people, over a period of time, and so much so that after 2 months, 3 months, they are ready to buy. It's easier for you that way. We teach people how to do that. Actually, I'm going to touch on a bit of promotion in a moment. And the other area of attract is persuasion. Persuasion is another word for what? Sales. Sales equals persuasion. So whatever you have, you need to understand you have to be able to sell your idea, your vision, your mission, your product, your services to other people. Because without sales, there is no income. And so I'm going to give you our sales process that we teach our clients around the world to use in order to make a lot more money. Would you like me to give you that sales process, the exact sales process that is helping our clients to grow between 20% and 200% in just a few short months? Would you like it? Right, I'm not getting a yes. I take it you don't want it. So if you don't want it, then I'll keep it to myself. All right, okay. As I said, I'll touch on the promotion side. I'll touch on the persuasion side in a moment. I'll go a bit deeper into those areas. This is Anna Kitney, who was running her business, realizing that things were structured correctly, and she wanted to grow. So I started working with her, and this is what happened. Listen to what she said.
Anna Kitney from Persuasion, and I want to share a quick testimonial on my coaching with Mac Attram. So I've known Mac Attram for about a year, and in the last kind of 6 months, Mac and I have been doing some private coaching together, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. One of the things that Mac helped me get really clear on was on my finances, putting together a financial forecast, putting together kind of budgets and things for hiring team, expanding my company. So we were able to hire a person in the role of sales. He was very strategic in helping me put the right people into my team so that my company could grow and scale. So we brought on one of our sales girls, and so we were able to double our profits month on month through Mac's coaching. We also got rid of our office space that we had, so now got our team working remotely. So that saved us £8,000 a year in rent that we no longer need to spend. Mac's coaching has been incredibly insightful. He asks very deep, powerful questions that really draw the best out of you. And so I was able to make very strategic decisions in my business to a position where I could pull myself out of being in the business to become a business owner. So I'm very excited for all the things that we're going to be implementing over the coming year as the business continues to grow and expand internationally. So thank you so much, Matt. You're absolutely awesome. We totally honor and respect you. You're a man with full of wisdom, a kind heart, very firm but loving. So you're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's give her a hand. Very firm and loving. First of all, I'm a spiritual person, but also balanced with wealth creation. So I think it's important, and I suppose this is where we have an alignment with Team Resh, because we want to make my company, Mindspace Coaching, want to make a different, want to make an impact in this world, but from a good place, from a good-hearted place where we make a difference. Somebody says, Reshan says, yes, Resh, good to see you. Fantastic. Let's go on here. Now, this is very important. There are lots of business coaches out there. There are lots of advisors, a lot of mentors. And yes, although I focus on helping people to grow their business and so they can have financial freedom through business and they can create more wealth through business, there's an important thing you must understand. You have to have these three things in place. One is you must get very clear as to what is the purpose of this business. What is the purpose of this business? Why do you run this business? Why did you set it up? Why do you do what you do in this business? And without a purpose, your team don't know what you're doing. Without a purpose and vision, your team don't know where you're going. And without a purpose, what happens is sometimes you won't feel like running your business. You won't feel like growing your business, because in business, as you know, challenges will come up. Things won't always go right. But when you have a purpose and you're driven by that purpose, things become easier. So we help people create their purpose. You have to understand personal growth leads to aspire as well. In other words, constantly growing yourself. And as the saying goes, your wealth, your business, your income can only grow to the extent that you grow. Let me repeat, because this is so important, that your wealth, your business, your income can only grow to the extent that you grow. So this is where I also focus on aspiration. That who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? What's the purpose of your business? Because it's not just about making the money. Making the money part, that is easy. But becoming that person, if you want to be, listen carefully, if you want to be a multi-millionaire like me, that means you have to be a multi-millionaire. In other words, you have to be that person first in order to create that. Does that make sense? Yes? And so I spend a lot of time on the business side as well as the personal growth side. And also, someone said, so the other thing you'll need is people. If you want to create more money than you are creating right now through business, then you have to have the right people right around you. And I say to people, hire on attitude. Don't just hire people because they have the skill. Yes, the skill is important, but if they have the right attitude, things are different. Things are made easier for you. So as you structure your team, you will need people. And people can be very tricky. You know, someone said to me once that business is pretty simple until people get involved. You know, because you start your business, things are going well. And then what happens after a while is, I need an assistant. I need a bookkeeper. I need someone to do this. But they come with their own little voice problems. They come with their own challenges, and something that should be simple, you're having to coach them, advise them, which is fine. But one of the key things, if you want to gel the business together, is have what we call a team code of honor. A code of honor, simply a set of rules that govern the behavior of people on the team. And I know Team Resh has this, but most organizations do not have a strong code of honor. And that's why people do what they like. Because think about this, listen, in the absence of rules, what happens? Chaos, thank you. Chaos. People do play by their own rules. People do their own thing. That's why this part is so, so important. So as I've shown you, let me summarize in a moment. Actually, this is Dr. Ryan Ryder, runs one of the largest chiropractic clinics in the business, wanted to set up another business, and this is exactly what we did, and this is what happened. So I've taken people with no business, and within a matter of months, they have a business, or sometimes a matter of weeks, they have a business making money. I've taken people who have a business, who've been in business for 10, 20, 25 years sometimes, that suddenly they realize they've hit a plateau, and with my teachings, they start growing between 20% and 200%. So watch this. This is what he said.
Hey, my name's Dr. Ryan Ryder, and I was going to tell you a little bit about Mac Attram and his coaching. You know, I've just been working with Mac, and let me just tell you what happened. I was in a position in my business, and business was doing very, very nicely, but I had an opportunity for another business that I just wasn't pulling the trigger like I should have been. And Mac helped me just in a short few weeks understand exactly what I need to do, what I need to implement, and really help me gain clarity on that. I'll tell you, that's where I was. Within weeks of working with Mac, I now have a business, a side hustle, if you want to call it that. Mac said to me, dude, what are you doing? You should be doing a lot better in that little side hustle. We've got a huge opportunity. We worked out exactly where we can go with it, our goals, what are the possibilities in that business. And within weeks, I have a six-figure side hustle. That Mac helped me saw the clarity. That's really where I got the big aha moment, or the penny dropped for me. I was like, I've got to do this thing. Within weeks, I've got money literally on the first of every single month. I've got my Stripe account comes in passively every single month. It's an amazing feeling. A little side hustle, six-figure side hustle. How many of you would like that? Well, I'd highly recommend you get in touch with Mac as soon as you can. Amazing. Just the clarity I got from that, literally.
There you go. You see, if you're not in business right now and you want to create a business, you're in business already, you want to increase your revenue, increase your income, then you listen to everything I'm saying. I hope you're making notes in what I'm saying right now. So let me put it together. The way the system works is this, because business is simple. It's not easy, but you have to understand that if you've got a right system, right processes, you can escalate that, you can explode that, you can make it better. So remember, I said there's three key areas: accumulate, attract, aspire. And so if you come into my environment, and I hope some of you do, what happens is, for example, in our business academy and in our Millionaire Business Academy. It's the right environment. And in that environment, the whole focus is I'm the driver. My coaches drive you to create a better business. So what happens is, from the accumulate side, you are now having more wealth. From the attract side, you are creating better cash flow. From the aspire side, now you're living in a place of abundance. Abundance simply means that you attract the right people, the right resources to grow your business. Now, so remember earlier on I said that you must have the right prospect. So this is very important. I want to spend a little bit of time on the promotion side. Who your prospect was last year may not be who your prospect is this year. Okay, so make notes what I'm saying. So when it comes to business, constantly you must be establishing your niche or your niche, as we say here in the UK. So let me very, very quickly touch on this. And to make things easier, instead of going for everyone, say for example, I have this water, maybe let's say this water is a product. And for some people say everybody needs this water. Everybody needs the water. The problem is this. The problem is that what happens is that there are different types of water in the marketplace. There's water that you can buy for $10, and there's water you can buy for $1. And what happens is you may have a product where you're trying to get it to everybody, but not everybody wants it. And there are people in the marketplace, organizations and companies in the marketplace that are bigger than you. They have more resources, more money than you. So the idea is and you are just a small fish in that big ocean. You are just a small fish hunting with all these other bigger, more resourceful companies. The idea is don't do that. The idea is be the big fish in a smaller pond, okay? In other words, you're going to define your niche, the people, the prospects who need your services, the prospects who want this product, but now you are the king or the queen in that pond, and that you're attracting them. So there's ways of doing that. One of the ways to do that is what I call niching 5 levels deep. Make a note of this. This is just a tiny aspect of what I teach in business. And imagine that you are you've got a business, and your business is it's all business to business. And for you, it's important you speak to the business owner. So instead of saying, well, I only deal with business owners, and you only talk to business owners, you've got to become a bit smarter and say, okay, business owners, but there are different types of business owners. Okay, there are business owners who are involved in manufacturing. There are business owners who are involved in consumer services. There are business owners involved in whatever it is, services, products, different types of business owners. So you've got to niche down. So that's our 5th level. Let's go down to our 4th. So that's our 1st level. Let's go to the 2nd level. Then you may say, okay, I want business owners who are service-based. In other words, they provide services. That's who I want to talk to. They provide services. In other words, all you've done now is said, okay, I don't want to deal with manufacturing businesses. I don't want to deal with product-based businesses, just service-based businesses. Is this clear? Are you hearing me right now? So this is our level 2. This is our level 2. Let's go down a bit more. So you've got to start thinking, okay, because you want to be that king, that big fish in that small pond, go down even more. Maybe you say, okay, I only want to, my prospects are 6-figure business owners who are service-based. We've gone to our 3rd level. Let's go to our 2nd level. I want business owners who are service-based, do 6 figures or more, and based in London. Are you getting more clarity? Are you getting clearer on what your niche is, what your pond is? Let's go to the 5th level, because this is what I do in my business academy. I help people to be clearer. I help people to know exactly what they need to do, create more confidence, more certainty, and then go for it. That's how they make more money. So I want business owners who are service-based, who create 6 figures or more, based in London, but they must have a team. They must have a team. In other words, they're not working alone. They have people who they work with. So now, 5 levels deep, this makes my marketing easier, advertising easier. When I go to Facebook and I'm going to do a campaign, I know exactly who I'm talking to. I'm going after these people. Now, if you get people coming to you who are product-based businesses, who are doing 5 figures or 4 figures, you know it's not for you. So now you've disqualified them and you're talking to the right people. And here's the thing, you understand their problem, you understand their challenges, you understand what they're going through, you're using the right language. Are you going to make more money or less money? Thank you. You're going to make a lot more because you are now very precise, you are more targeted. Now, once you've grown that niche and you understand it, and now you can start widening the niche a bit more. You can start maybe not, whether you're based in Melbourne or Auckland, you can start going out a bit more and say, okay, a bit wider. But it doesn't have to be geographic. It could be, start with working with women and women 6-figure business owners. And then suddenly, because your niche has got bigger, you can say, okay, I work with, you can just widen it out. And so you're working with a lot more people, you can grow no niche. Think big, start small, and grow out from there. Is this useful? Is this making sense? All right, because that's a little bit on the promotion side I shared with you. I'm going to share a little bit on the sales side right now. I promised you I'm going to give you our exact model we use for growing sales. So we've touched on the marketing side. I'm going to touch on the sales side. Is this useful? If you are still here, if you are learning, if you are hearing me, give me a thumbs up. Say, yes, this is useful, so I know you're still there. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I want to know if you're still there. Talk to me now. Okay, thanks for the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get going into it. Here we go. So why am I talking about persuasion? In other words, for persuasion is sales. Sales. Why are we talking about sales? Because sales equals income. No sales, no income, as my mentor Blair Singer says. So let's talk about this. So here's the model, write this down. You see, when you go into the marketplace and you're going to offer your services or your products and you're going to sell something, really you need to get very clear on who you are providing that to. And I've just shared with you that sales is a process. If you follow a process, what's going to happen is you're going to get more consistent results, better results. And you can start, everything I'm sharing with you is why our clients are growing 20, 30, 40, 100%, 200% in some places by applying these simple processes and following my business academy details that I give them. The first starting point is identify the prospect. Who is the prospect? Are you clear on who the ideal client is? That's the first part. And so once you're clear on who the ideal prospect is, you can now offer them what your job is to do is build rapport and affinity. So what's going to happen at this stage is you are going to find a way to go and speak to them. And yes, you can do that through going through networking or making a phone call or getting some referrals from somewhere, but you need to have a way of building rapport and affinity. And so if they're going to give you their money, part of that building rapport is, listen carefully, ask lots of questions. You're going to ask them lots of questions. A lot of people don't do this in business. What they do is they meet up with a person or they're having a phone call or a Zoom call with them. And do you know what they do? They talk a lot about themselves. Oh, this is my company. We've been in business since 1985. We've done this, we've done that, we've won this award, but they don't take time to understand the prospect. If you take time to understand the prospect, what their prospect's going to do is they will tell you exactly what their struggles are, what the things that are not going right, what their fears are, what's happening at home, what's happening in their business. And in that moment, what you can do, you make notes as you're speaking. You're going to build rapport and affinity by verifying what they're saying to you. Just check in. Let me understand you said this, right? Let me understand you said this, correct? Okay, good. Now you're building affinity. In other words, you're going to use language which is similar to them, like if they're talking about they've got kids, and if you've got kids, mention that. If you haven't got kids, but you've got nephews, or you just mention your nephews and what it's like when kids are around, whatever it is. At some point, they will say to you, as you build rapport, remember, you're asking a lot of questions. And at some point, they'll say to you, so what do you do? What do you do? And when they say, what do you do? And you start, you've got to have the ability to deliver your pitch. You have to have the ability to present in a way that they get it very easily and very quickly. So if I said to some of you right now, I know we don't have a voice, what do you do? Some people will tell me, well, I'm a doctor. Listen very carefully, stay to the end. I'm going to give you, there's more juicy things I'm going to give you right now. I want you to make sure you're taking notes, because the information you are going to need in this economy right now, in this environment right now, whether it's this week, next year, you have to understand, if you want to create more financial success, you have to have a business. Yes, I said it, because you may have, you may start in stocks or Forex or real estate or all these things, but eventually if you want to scale it, it'll be hard to do that on your own. And so that's where a team comes together. So listen to what I'm saying here. So when they say, what do you do? Some people say, well, I'm a stock broker, I'm a stock investor, I'm a real estate investor, or the worst one, I'm an accountant. I'm an accountant. That's not what they're asking. You have to be, look, when people say to me, what do you do? Often you'll hear a reply like, well, for the past 15 years, I've trained and coached hundreds of thousands of people around the world to grow their wealth and to grow their business, typically between 20% and 200% in just a matter of months. Would you like to know more? Now, how many of you here would like me to help you to create a pitch like that? I help people all the time to create their pitch, to create their presentation. So in the sales process, what happens is they are consistent in what they are saying, and the prospect understands and think, well, I want to know more. I want to work with you. I can see Resh says, love this, so useful. Thank you, Resh, my pleasure. It's a pleasure to teach everyone here. And thank you for the invite, for everyone for inviting me here. After you develop your pitch, what's going to happen is this. You have to find a way to handle their objections. So they're going to say yes, or they're going to say no. So you present something to them, and it's going to do this for you, and this is what's going to happen. And they'll say, no. And there's only three real no's, or three real objections. And those are, listen carefully. One is, what? Yeah, your XYZ. Thank you. One is that so we're not interested. So the three real objections are interest, time, and money. Write that down. Interest, time, or money. The reason why they'll say no to you, which is an objection, some people take it as a rejection, and their little voice and their mind goes a bit crazy. But it's just an objection. And interest means, oh, we're not really interested in this, or we already have this, we already bought this last month, we don't need this anymore. Yeah, we've got someone servicing us on that. So that's one. Two is time. This is not the time we buy this. We typically buy this in April every year, or in December every year, or this is not the right time because we've already bought this, so we're okay for the next few months. We won't need it for another few months. And so you can, yes, somebody said, they asked for examples. Yes, absolutely. You can give them examples of what you've done. That's fine. But on the objection side, the other area is money. We can't afford it. We don't have the money. We don't have the budget for this. And what I teach my clients is to make sure they understand the key objections that they're getting. And here's the magic. And we don't have time here, but I teach people how to overcome objections. In other words, when they say no, how do you authentically, genuinely turn that no into a yes? So now they buy more from you. Listen, did you hear what I just said? My clients, we teach them how to turn no's into a yes. when somebody said no, because I look forward to the no. It means simply they haven't heard something or they missed something. Remember carefully, listen carefully, that I know who the prospect is. I know they've got this problem. I know they've got this challenge. I know they're struggling in this. I know who they are, and I'm talking to them, and they understand everything. And now they give me an objection around one of these things. So there is a process which I teach in my academy, which is how to turn no's into a yes. It's a beautiful process, easy process, and this is how our clients are making a lot more money because they understand, follow the process, and everything I've spoken about so far, I go deeper into in the academy. Then we're going to move into close and pre-close. So pre-close and close. And pre-close, there are certain words and certain language you use when you're going to pre-close, and then you're going to close. And the close is when they're going to sign for the order or register for the order, and then you're going to work with them. So there's a process there within that as well. And the best thing you can do is always do a follow-up. So my companies, often what we do is we go back to our clients after several months or after several months or over a year sometimes. We say, okay, so you bought this from us. Tell us what happened. And we go through a whole process there. We're following up because what happens is this: if someone's had a good service from you, then they're great, they're happy. If someone hasn't had a good service or good product or a good experience from you, often they keep quiet, or sometimes they'll complain and you'll fix it. But some people keep quiet and they'll just tell everybody else and spread it. The beauty about doing a follow-up is this: if they've had a good experience, now what can you do? You can now get a testimonial. You can now get a case study from them. So just like some of the videos you've been seeing just now, we go back to people and say, okay, so what happened? Let's look at the results by you implementing things we taught to you in the academy. What happened? And they tell us, and we get a written testimonial or get a video testimonial. You can do exactly the same thing. It's all a process. Here's the beauty, guys. Once you understand business is full of processes, and sales is just a process, the whole thing becomes a lot easier for you to do. And so how many of you would like to improve your business, improve your sales, make more money, and help a lot more people? I hope you said yes. I trust you said yes. And if that's you, you want to help a lot more people, you want to help your family, you want to make a lot more money, give me a thumbs up, because you and I have the same kind of heart there. This is so important. So let's talk about your ideal prospect. Thank you for the thumbs up on there. In identifying your ideal prospect, I mentioned earlier on, you've got to think about who this person is that you're selling to. What's their age? What's their gender? What's their occupation? What's their job title? What do they do? What relationship? Are they married, single? How much do they earn? You've got to be able to understand this at the minutiae. Do they have children? If so, how many children? You see, watch this, because sometimes I say to people, they say to me, oh, but Mac, my ideal client is aged between 25 and 45. And I'm saying, okay, so watch this. Sometimes I say, it's a woman aged between 25 and 45. And I say to them, do they have children? And they say, yes. Yes, they have children. Okay, good. And so how many children? So this is important. But let me ask you this. You are very intelligent on this call. Is there a difference between a prospect who's 25 with young children and a prospect who's 45 with children? The 45-year-old person would probably have a different age group for their children, yes or no? And let's make it not 45. Let's make it 50 or 60. Right, at 50 or 60, these are probably grown children, yes or no? And at 25, these are probably young children and had different needs and different attention. And so you've got to be very clear who you're speaking to, because the needs of this 25-year-old and this 50-year-old are two different things. And so you need to understand what their level of education is. Where are they based location-wise? Do they have a faith? Do they have a spirituality around them? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. We had so social activities, what do they get involved with? My family, we love vacations, we love adventures. You know, some people like skiing, people like beaches. Understand what they like. What are their aspirations? Where do they see themselves in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now? Where do they want to be? Write this down. Also, understand what their top goals are. If you're talking to a prospect and you want to really help them in business or in their life, what are their top goals? What are their top values? Understand that. When I say top values, I'm talking about what is most important to them. What is most important to them? I know some of the top values, some of my top values. I love freedom, honesty, integrity, health, wealth. These are some of my top values. Family. You need to understand your prospects' top values, right? Because if you don't, it becomes a struggle. You may be using the wrong language. If some of their top values, I know a lot of our clients, some of their top values are financial freedom, wealth, family, honesty, integrity, which is very similar to mine. That's why I attract those type of people, right? And so understand their goals. Understand where they get their information from. Where do they get their information from? Is it books? Is it magazines? What type of books? What type of magazines? What blogs? What websites? Where do they spend most of their time? Is it Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever? What conferences, exhibitions, seminars, webinars do they go to? Who do they listen to? I know a lot of people love Anthony Robbins. So if you know they love Anthony Robbins, start using Anthony Robbins' language. If they love Robert Kiyosaki, Blair Singer, Les Brown, understand who their gurus are. Who do they listen to? Understand what their pain points are. Now listen very carefully. One thing we teach people in our academy is this. You will make a lot more money through business if you understand the client's pains. What are their pain points? In other words, what keeps them up at night? What keeps them struggling? What keeps them up, thinking, worrying, stressed out? Because this is a pain point that ideally your program or your product or your project or your thing or your service will answer. And so they need to understand that. Objections. Why would they say no to you? You need to understand, why would these people say no to me? Or is it because they can't afford it, or they're not interested? Why would they say no? And as I said earlier on, we teach people how to turn no into yes. And I wanted to share those. I've only touched on really not even 1% of what we do in my academy to help people to make a lot more money. And many years ago, is this useful, by the way? Are you learning? Are you learning? If you're learning, give yourself a high five, or someone else a high five. Say, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. Or give me a thumbs up. If this is too hard, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to teach you a little bit more. I'm going to go through a few more things with you here. Okay. Many years ago when I was struggling and things weren't going right for me, I was broke. I was over $100,000 in debt. And I realized that when I started learning and reading and going to workshops and seminars, and realized that there was always a thread consistent, and that was martial arts practice. And in martial arts practice is where I started getting the discipline and the characteristics to do better and be better. And I realized when I came from broke and changed things around, there were some fundamentals that I learned. And when I watch every other successful person, even Resh has this as well, in the team Resh, that there are some fundamentals that they have in place. And if you have those things in place, you're going to explode in what you do as well. Many people don't understand this. And let me start with these fundamentals, because once I understood this and I teach other people this and they started getting the same results, I thought, aha. Let me give you number 5. What I understand, I'm going to start from the bottom up. And number 5 is that you must find a way to be consistently disciplined. And this is why I have 4 coaches who coach me. They coach me on my mindset, on my health, on my business. They coach me in the areas that I want to improve in, because most people are not disciplined. And when you're not disciplined, what happens is you become stagnant, or you start going backwards. You try to go forward and you actually get pulled backwards. And so you must have a mentor or coach around you and be in the right environment to remain disciplined. Number 4 is, if you're going to create any kind of results, any kind of success, you must understand that it's constant action. Constant action. As Tony Robbins says, you've got to take massive action, right? Massive action. You've got to take action, and you have to understand what action. It's got to be the right action that you've got to take. And many people, the third area is focus. See, many people get distracted. We live in a world right now that there are so many distractions. You know, you're busy trying to create something or do something. Someone will come to you and say, hey, there's this network marketing opportunity. There's this project. There's this thing that we can get into. There's all this. And then you have all the media as well. You've got the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram. You've got all these things that are distractions. The mobile phone, that mobile phone is a big distraction. And so it doesn't help but to help you to get focused. That's why a coach or a mentor like me is so important. Now, when I say focus, what is it you want? Where do you want to be in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Are you willing to focus on that? Like a magnifying glass focusing under the sun on a piece of paper or a piece of wood. What happens? Fire, right? Are you willing to create the fire from within to get the results that you want? Focus. And so people come to me to get them focused, they get them taking the right action, keep them in a place of discipline. Number 2, clarity. Without clarity, it's very, very hard to go where you want to go. Without clarity, it's very, very, very hard. Dr. Apekshka has a question. You can ask your question now, or you can ask it later on. So clarity, without clarity, you go in the wrong direction. Very, very important. Now, number 1 is the most important for me. And number 1 is this. Number 1 is whatever you are attempting. And Les Brown taught me this. Every day when you wake up, and if you don't have this, then your life is probably not worth what it is. And so every day when you wake up, you must be hungry. He said you have to be hungry for what you want. So for me, when I heard that word, it changed everything, because what he's saying is it's more than just having passion. It's more than just having big desire. It's more than just having purpose, but having hunger. In other words, hungry to make a change, hungry for something to happen, hungry to do something, hungry to make money, hungry to create wealth, hungry to provide for your family, hungry to create the success that you want in your life. So how many of you are really hungry? Because if you're not hungry, when you come to my environment, you will become very hungry. You will have more clarity. You'll be more focused. You take the action you need to take, and you're going to have the discipline because I provide that and get the result that you want. So I wanted to share that with you because this is some rules that I show my clients and I live by as well. So let me do this. I've been talking for a while now. And some of you may be sitting there thinking, okay, so how can I get these results too? You've heard me speak for, I don't know, 90 minutes or so. I want to say thank you for listening. And how can you get these results too? You see, one of the things that hurts me, the reason why my purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose is this. Because once they do that, and I'm able to help them to create the life or the business that they want, to create the wealth that they want, I know has a direct impact on their wider society, to their community. And I teach people all over the world, over 30 countries our clients come from. And so when I help people to grow their wealth, grow their business, it has it's like a butterfly impact on other people, butterfly effect on other people. And so one thing that really hurts me is watching people struggle. That, you could have a business that you could struggle in for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. and really not getting the lifestyle or the wealth that you really, really want. And so for me, that hurts me because I don't like seeing that. And so let me share something with you. So people come to people like me and they'll get my books or programs or coaching, and I provide all of that. I want you to put yourself in a perspective. Watch this. So you can get these books and programs and coaching programs from different places, right? But for me, that's only the tip of the iceberg. That's only that 10% of the top. I think reason why people buy books and go to these programs and do coaching is they want something. They want a certain result. And I'm sure you're the same. They want certainty. In other words, the certainty they want gives them more drive. They feel more driven. Because once they've read the book or been to this coaching program or done this coaching, they have more drive. The other thing is results that they're looking for, I've realized, is not average results. People are tired with average results. I think if you are in this world or you're in this call right now, you want more than that. You want exponential results. And so, yes, you can have that. And we help people do that. But above all, also, they want power. They want to have the power where they are more confident, they are more powerful, and they feel unstoppable. Do you want that? How many of you want to be more driven? How many of you want exponential results in what you do? How many of you want to be unstoppable in what you do? Give me a thumbs up if that's you. Give me a thumbs up so I know you're there. And in fact, if you're there, wake yourself up, keep the energy up, and give yourself a high five, or someone else a high five and say, that's what I want. That's what I want. Fantastic. Very good. So let's do this. I want to share something with you here. But one thing I've realized is this. It's not just about being more driven, having exponential results, and being unstoppable. I believe it's more than that. I think at the end of the day, when you look at when I work with my clients and they get the results they want, great sharing a life with altering insights. Awesome, Mac. Thank you. You're welcome. This is my life's work. This changed everything for me. That's why I'm sharing it with you. So thank you, Ning Yim Eng. Thank you. After all of that, when they look back in their life and they think, well, I created my business. I changed it from struggling to making a lot more money. I'm happier. I'm more confident. We have adventures. My family is happy with me. At the end of the day, it's not just about drive, exponential results, and being unstoppable, is it? What is it really about? What is it really about? At the bottom of the iceberg, because watch this. You see, this iceberg, imagine it on the ocean, and the wind can hit the iceberg. The wind can hit the iceberg, and the top of it will do whatever it does, but the bottom will move in any direction it chooses. The wind can do whatever it does on top of the ocean, but beneath the water, that iceberg will move in the direction it wants. And so the reason I share that with you is after all this, after 15 years of working with so many people, I realized what people really want is this. They want to stand proud. They want to stand proud and look at what they've created for themselves, for their family, for their lifestyle, the wealth they created. I believe that's what people want. And that's what I help people do. It's about, and I'm not talking about standing proud from ego. I'm not talking about pride. I'm not talking about being proud. I'm talking about standing proud next to what you have created. And you feel proud of what you have done. Because now you're making money, you have more wealth, you're helping a lot more people, and you're changing lives as well. That's the impact. That's what I love, helping people to change. And so let me go on from here. So I want you to do this. I want you to, you've been learning from all these other speakers, fantastic. And I hope you listen to what they say and implement what they say. See, here you are here right now at the present. And your future, I want you to imagine your future 12 months away. What is your future going to look like 12 months away? What is it? What would you like it to look like 12 months from now? And it's important that you recognize this, that you can be in a year from now, you could be in a place where you're thriving or you're driving. Thriving means you're living in abundance, prosperity. Things are going so well. You're so happy. Driving means you are in control of your life. Money is more consistent. You are happy. Striving means things are still not 100%. You're up and down, up and down. And surviving means you're mostly down. You're mostly stuck. Here's this why this is important. Your present, right now, today, if you choose to do nothing and say, I've learned from all these speakers, I've heard what Mac said, well, I'm just going to do nothing, I'm going to stay still, you actually start going backwards. You don't actually go towards your future. You start going down. Same as striving. By making a decision not to do anything, you start going down. And this is why I say to people, once you've learned something, or once you realize that there is more to learn or something I need to do, you make a decision and go and learn it and go and do it. Why? Because it will change everything. And that moment, you're not going down, you actually start going exponentially upwards. You start thriving, going exponentially upwards. Let me show you something. Where do you want to be? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Some people say, I don't want to do anything because it's too risky. You know, it's too hard. That means I have to take some action. I have to do this. I have to do that. Some people say it's too expensive. I can't afford it. It's too costly. I can't afford this program, that program, whatever. But what would it be like if you invested something small and exponentially leveraged and got a lot more out of that? That's what you need to ask. So instead of drifting, can you see the 2 lines here? The 2 arrows, the 2 small arrows pointing upwards. You see, when you choose to do, the longer you wait, the arrows actually become thicker to jump. It's harder to jump the lines. The moment you say, I've made a decision, I'm moving forward, it's easier to jump the lines. Imagine if you waited 6 months to do anything. Jumping the line becomes very, very difficult because 6 months of your life is gone. 6 months of your life is wasted. Never get back. We'll never get back. So ride the curve, take the decisive action, and be hungry towards what you want. Accelerate towards thriving. And so how long should you wait? I say don't wait. Whatever you've learned, go and implement it. If you realize that you want exponential results, then jump in. Now, this is where I come in. Listen very carefully. Listen, so some of the business owners we work with, often when they come to us, this is what happens. They feel stuck. And imagine, hold your breath for a moment. Hold your breath. Breathe in, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, let it go. It's unnatural to hold your breath for so long. But what happens is these business owners are struggling. And what happens, I come in, I put my hand in the water and I pull them out and they start breathing again. What do I mean? I mean that maybe for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, things haven't been going right. They've plateaued. And what I do is, you see, you could be in business for 20 years, 25 years and never ever create wealth and never ever create the life you want. Now, listen very carefully. I'm going to share something with you at the end. So stay on. Listen to, even if you think you know what I'm doing or saying, listen, because I'm here to help and I'm giving you all my energy to help you. So listen very carefully. So what I do is and that's why I spend my time really helping people to change their life, to change their financial life, to change their business. And so people hire me on a one-on-one coaching place. Now, can I share with you how I can support you? Can I have a few minutes to discuss with you exactly how I can support you in what you do? Can I have a few minutes with your permission to share with you how I have helped and transformed other people's lives and businesses as well? With your permission, I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you. And so the people hire me to coach them or give them some consultancy to improve their business or their life. Why? They want more financial freedom, they want more wealth, they want to grow their business, they want more income, and plus they want to have more impact on the world. So I help them. And so typically people hire me for a day for $30,000 US, $30,000 US for the day to really dig deep and really put the strategy in place and hold them accountable to create the results they want. Now, what I know is that not everybody can afford $30,000 for me to work with them for a day. And so what I do is this. That's why I created something called the Business Academy. Now, can I take a few minutes to tell you about the Business Academy? I hope you said yes, thank you. So the Business Academy, what is it? The Business Academy is group coaching. It's where what happens is it's a group coaching, group mentoring situation in business. And what I do is I give you the tools and skills to grow your business. Now, I've already touched on some of the things that I cover in my academy. I've only touched on some of the things we help you to find your ideal prospect, your ideal niche, to sell. I've only touched on a little bit, not even 1%. And so I give you education and it's question and answers. This is done monthly. So I have the Business Academy is a 6-month group coaching process. And over 6 months, every single month, I'll train you, I'll coach you, and every single month answer your pressing business questions. So now you move forward in your life. It's a 90-minute live web class every single month with me. Nobody else, with me. I've created millions and I'll show you how to create that as well, okay, in your business. You also get invited to my free private Facebook community where I share more information with you, and also unlimited email support. Excuse me, if you can't make a particular session, it's all recorded. And so what happens is you can watch a recording exactly of what I taught in that month. Apply it to your business and thrive. So that program is US dollars, $3,000. Very powerful program. Imagine this. Now for 6 months, I'm coaching and mentoring you. Me, nobody else. For 6 months, I'm coaching and mentoring you. Would you like the same kind of results that some of the testimonials, some of our success stories you saw earlier on, would you like the same thing? Well, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I intentionally put this program together not to be a one-day program, not to be a few hours, but 6 months where I'm not going anywhere, that you tap into my knowledge, my ability, and I teach you to improve or start a business or grow a business the right way. Who is it for? Now, if you're a business owner already, this is for you because there's elements you don't know, and I'll share with you in a moment. If you're an aspiring business owner, you need to understand the foundations of how to grow and scale a business. So this is for you as well. If you're a professional thinking of coming out of that corporate environment and becoming a consultant or using your knowledge to grow a business, then I can help you. If you're in network marketing, you must understand network marketing. Everything I teach is perfect for that as well. Teams, you need to understand who is on your team, how to motivate them, how to lead them, how to have the right processes, the systems, and also how to sell and market, how to sell, network. So all these areas in my academy I cover, and much, much, much more. So here's some client successes. So this is Elaine Ann from Hong Kong. And what happened was this, she'll tell you the story that, she asked me whether I would coach her. This is the result she says.
Hi, my name is Elaine Ann, and my company is called Kaiser Innovation. I'm in consulting, and I've been in this business for the past 13 years. And I haven't been able to expand my business because I had some limiting beliefs of growing my team. Although I really like what I do, I feel like I'm trading time for money. So it's either feast or famine in my business. So it's not until I met Mac at this training where actually he wasn't even selling anything in that program out of all the speakers. But I approached him because I felt an affinity to him. So I asked him if he would be my coach to help me bring my business to the next level. So after 2 months, because I started in February, so in 2 months' time, I already doubled my revenue. And in this month, I'm going to be quadrupling my revenue compared to last year and the last 13 years. So I really like Mac's style because he's not pushy or reprimanding. He is very supportive, and he's more like a mirror to reflect back to me So I'm more aware of what I'm doing and be more focused in my direction.
So this is Elaine Ann. So how many of you remember what she said? Within the first 2 months, she's already doubled revenue. Now this is here's Daniel Fent. This is what Daniel said. I'm saying this to you. Listen to the very end. Everything I'm sharing with you, because you can have the same results. Listen to what he said.
Hi, my name is Daniel Fent. I have my own training academy, and in the last 2 months, I've worked together with Mac, and I have to say it's incredible. I have improved my sales script, and I've increased my closing rate. That allowed me to have increased sales numbers, and this is 150% more than the 2 months before. It's incredible. So thank you, Mac. And if anyone wants to increase
150% more. Now, here's the thing. In this academy, this is what I'm going to do. If by the end of month 1, you have applied, I'm asking you, come and learn with me. Let me be your coach. Let me train you. Let me coach you to get better results in business. And if by the end of month 1, you have applied all the learnings and you are not 100% satisfied with the program, then you will receive 100% money back. No questions asked. No questions asked. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for you. Now, I have some other programs because people say, okay, Matt, you're going to be coaching me once a month. You're going to go through all these things and teach me this. The other program I have is the Business Academy Training Hub. It's an online study area. I've created more than 50 video lessons that in 8 modules. Now, the way it works is this. So you watch, so let's take a module like Sales Dynamo. Now, I touched very, very basically on sales, but I have a whole process that you can study. Watch all the videos. There's about 8 videos in each module. So when you watch a video, there's a worksheet accompanying it. So you say, okay, this is how I find clients. Okay, this is what I do. This is how I present to clients. There's a worksheet, and you follow exactly what I teach you. And that academy you can study. So I have Sales Dynamo and something called Cash Flow Results. If you want more cash flow, this is the program, the module you need to study. If you want to do your branding and having branding power so you look good in the marketplace, then this is for you there. Marketing Magic, how to market, how to identify your niche, how to attract them, how to create an awesome product or service, how to get them to be attracted to your business, how to do that. Again, all these different contexts for wealth. How do you create real wealth through business? Systems for freedom. How do you put the right processes in place so that you can have more freedom? Without knowing what processes to put in place, you will struggle for years and years. Team performance. How do I get my team to perform, and how do I create the right environment and culture for them to grow? How to have personal success in your life and in your business. Is this making sense? Yes? Right. So each program, as I said, each module rather has 7 to 8 different video lessons which you watch and you apply. Watch and you apply. You can do that at home. This is a home study program. Previously, we sold this for different prices. What I've done is I've packaged it all together. So the whole package you may want, it's US dollars, $2,500. Okay, good. So here's the thing. Now, I realize that I want to do something special for you. Why? Because I haven't spoken for Team Resh before. I haven't spoken at Extreme Wealth Summit before. We are in a COVID situation, lockdown everywhere, but I want people to improve what they do through business, and I want to be your coach. And so because of that, I want to do something amazing for you. What I've said is come and join me in my business academy. And in my business academy, it's group coaching, group mentoring with me. Now, this starts in October this year. And so for the next 6 months, you're with me and I'm training you and I'm coaching you, okay? And as I said, the price is usually $3,000. The Business Academy Video Training Hub, where you study on your own, where you can watch the videos, eat as much as you like of the videos in all those areas of marketing, of sales, of improving cash flow, doing your branding correctly, all these elements of business that you want to improve in, it's all there. Now, this starts straight away. So as soon as you made your payment, you can go into the training hub and start studying. It's US $2,500. Also, I'm providing you with support and accountability for 6 months. You're going to have dashboards. You're going to be part of my community. You're going to have templates to follow. You're going to have email support unlimited for whole of 6 months. So watch this. The idea is for 6 months, if you're doing something in business, you're not too sure, you turn to me and I help you. And usually that will be $300. Now the whole thing, if you said, Mac, I want all of them because I need your group coaching, I want you to coach me like you've helped other people to grow their businesses. And I want to also study online in my own time, home study. So the whole thing is $5,800. Now, your special gifts I showed you. Here's your special gifts. If you decide to come and join me in my business academy, I hope you do. I'm going to give you the link to come and join me. And your special gift is this. If you come into my business academy group coaching, I'm going to give you the video training hub for free. I'm going to give you that so you don't have to pay and you save $2,000. I'm also going to give you the support and accountability for 6 months. So I'm going to be coaching you. I'm going to be training you. You're going to learn online as well as with me personally. Now, I'm going to take it even further because I know I can do some more. So watch this. I know Team Resh says, Matt, make sure you give them a special offer, give them a lot of value, give them a special offer. Those who want to study with you more can. And I hope you do come and study with me because I'm going to share with you how to make money through business and how to create passive income and freedom. So this is what I'm going to do very special for Team Resh members here is that I'm also going to say, look, you don't have to pay me $3,000. I'm going to do a very special thing for you now so that if you made up your mind, you're definitely coming with me. And for today only, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you this special offer today only where you get all of these programs. And for the next 6 months, anything you're trying to do in business, come to me. All right. I'll answer your questions in a moment. So watch this. So what I'm going to say is if you want the Business Academy group coaching and training with me, the Business Academy video training hub, the support and accountability for 6 months, my templates, my dashboards, my community, instead of paying $5,800 for you, it is only, and when you see the link, go and register straight away and I'm going to be your coach here and we can get going. Now for you, it's only $497 US dollars, $497. And that's for 6 months of coaching with me. Here's the link. Go to bit.ly/BAB noun. bit.ly/BA noun. Go to that link right now. Go and register. You'll put your name, your email address, and your card details, and you'll get a notification from us to say, yes, you are in. Now, I can't take everyone from this. In this particular program, which starts in September and the live calls with me starts in October, we have space for 7 more people. So I can't take everyone. So 7 people I will be giving this special offer at $497, only 7 of you. So go to bit.ly/BA now and go and register. Now watch this. Now some people think, oh, is there anything else? I have one more special gift for you. So go ahead and register right now. And here's the amazing gift for you right now. Now, many people say to me, Matt, I need to get better at closing. So I have a program called $1 Million Closing Techniques where you can study how some of the best closers close. I've got over 40, watch this, $1 Million Closing Techniques. It's a online video home study program. 40 of the best closes. So sometimes people struggle in terms of, okay, the client loves what I do. They love me. They love everything I do. Now, how do I get the money from their bank account to my bank account? How do I get, because all the money you're looking for is in someone's pocket, in someone else's bank account. You want to transfer it from there. So how do you do that? You have to learn how to close. So watch this. This program will allow you to do that. Some of the best closing techniques without tricking anyone, just being authentic and genuine. It'll help you to be more confident, more authentic, increase your sales revenue, increase your income, and usually it would be $101,997. It's yours free today. This my online study program, How to Close More, online study free today. So watch this. Listen, so what I'm offering you is now a package, not $5,800. I'm offering you a package which is $7,797. So I'm giving you the whole thing for 6 months. You're going to study with me. You're going to learn how to grow your business, how to make a lot more money, how to create passive income through business. Eventually, you want every system, all systems set up, the team set up in a way that you can now start looking at having some time off instead of struggling. So your special offer today, again, go to the link. It's only $497 for me to coach you, to work with you over the next 6 months. Go ahead and register right now. And again, the site is bit.ly/BA now. So go ahead and register right now so I can work with you. Okay, good. So some of you are still thinking about it. I can see we've got a few more spaces left. So go ahead and register. I'll say this, that when I was struggling and things weren't going well for me in business at all, I just wish somebody would have held my hand and showed me how to do it. As I said, I was struggling. My business wasn't going well. I was working 80, 90 hours a week. My wife felt like she was going to leave me. And we had a new child coming on board. We had one child I didn't see for a few years. And so for me, it was a low point. And when I learned all these techniques, and it changed my business and it changed my life, and I learned all these strategies, and I went from being heavily in debt, over $100,000 in debt, to turning my business around, selling it. And I've done it second time again, and to becoming financially free and a multi-millionaire. I knew it's my duty to help as many people to have the same. So that's why I'm presenting this to you, and I want to help you. So go ahead, go and register right now. So you've got to ask yourself this, that if not this, what? If not now, when? Go ahead and register so I can work with you. I can take your questions for a few minutes here as well. So if you have any questions, ask me your questions and I can help you to move forward on that. So ask me your questions. And because I do want to work with you, I do want to help you. This is my purpose. This is my purpose. So simply go to bit.ly/BA-now.com. I work with clients all over the world. Any questions, any comments before we finish here? So if you have any questions, any comments, please ask it now so I can answer it for you. If you don't have any questions, listen, you do yourself a favor and come and let me work with you, because not knowing what you don't know will keep you in struggle for years and years to come. So I look forward to working with you. Okay, good. So I'm looking forward to working with you. For those of you considering it, come and let me hold your hand and support you over the next 6 months and start. You've heard some of my clients say the results in the 6 weeks, in 2 months, in 3 months. So all those things happen for real. So I want to do the same for you. If you're thinking of getting into business, you're not in business already, let me get you going. If you're in business already and you want to start scaling it or turning around or making more money, let me help you to do that as well. I know over the next few months, it's not easy with the COVID-19 situation, but that will soon come to pass. There are businesses you can do online. You can shift and pivot your business. I'll show you exactly how to do that as well. So I look forward to working with you. Again, go to bit.ly/BA now. I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. And I look forward to working with you soon. Bye for now. Take care. And God bless.